Just over a week ago, I was in London on business, and while I was there, I decided to head over to Buckingham Palace and to the park surrounding it, Green Park, so that I could see the floral tributes that had been left for Queen Elizabeth II. I actually went the day after the state funeral, so it was all still very fresh. All of the press boxes were still there and set up, and there were a huge amount of floral tributes. And I just wanted to get a sense of the ambience and to see, just to be there, to be present, and to just get that feeling of being in London right next to where everything had happened the day before. So I did film a little bit on my iPhone while I was there, and that is what today's video is all about. So if that's something you'd like to see, then keep watching. As I headed towards Green Park, there were floral tribute signs up, which was great because it showed me exactly where I needed to go. Didn't take me long to find where the special fenced off area was for all of the Queen Elizabeth II floral tributes. And you can see here just the sheer amount of flowers that have been left. The rows and rows of flowers went on, and there were all sorts of different varieties of flowers and plants, and so many letters and cards with well wishes, whether it was to Queen Elizabeth or addressed to King Charles or the family. It was so lovely walking round amongst other people. It was very quiet, kind of sombre, not too sad. It was the day after the funeral, but it was really nice to be there amongst other people paying their respects and just slowly walking around, looking at all of the messages that had been left. And this little area here was like a candle garden. It's just in one area of the wider garden, surrounded by, you guessed it, more flowers. And also it was so lovely to see lots of teddy bears that had been left, lots of Paddington Bear tributes, of course. And I just snapped this one letter just as one example of the kind of thing that people have left. Plenty of Union flags, as you can imagine. And I loved this Union floral tribute here. So beautifully done. I'm just stood at Green Park, and I've been in to see all of the floral tributes for Queen Elizabeth II. I have to say, very moving, did bring a tear or two to my eyes. I was walking around, and the thing that struck me the most was the smell, the sense of the flowers, just so many of them, so many messages of love. There's balloons, candles, flowers. So lovely, and still a lot of people walking around looking at the flowers and bringing flowers still, paying their respects. A couple of film crews there as well, so there's still very much a lot going on here. A lot of barricades up on parts of the park, presumably for press, that I assume will be sort of closing down soon, but I'm really glad I came and just took a few moments to reflect. So go and see if I can get a little look at Buckingham Palace now. On my way to Buckingham Palace, I had to walk the long way round because many roads were still closed. I walked past the Commonwealth pillars that I'd never seen before. Queen Elizabeth opened these a few years ago now, I think. And I also walked past the Buckingham Palace shop. It was all boarded up out of respect, obviously. And here's a tree right next. It's just at the side of Buckingham Palace. You can see all the floral tributes that have been left there too. And then I made my way round to the front of the palace, where there are these immaculately kept gardens, absolutely beautiful. You can see the Union flags hanging there too. This is where they actually held the Jubilee celebrations, and the day before, obviously, the state funeral came past those gardens too. All of these roads here were closed off on this day, but normally they're open, there's traffic, and you can actually walk up pretty close to the palace.
But with it being the day after the funeral, I think they still had everything closed off. And you can see that the flag was still hanging at half-mast. That's the Union flag. So King Charles had already gone off to Balmoral at this point. So the Union flag was flying at half-mast. I think they did that for a week after the funeral. And it just struck me that bollard there with E2R on it, the number of things that are now going to need to be changed to King Charles III. I hadn't even thought about the coins, the post boxes, the phone boxes, everything. And you can see as well, I managed to snap one of the guards just parading in front of the palace. I think he was just stretching his legs a little bit. And as I was able to zoom right in, I could just snap a little bit of him marching back and forth. And there, just look at the sky as well. I just thought it was such a beautiful sky on this occasion. So rare that you can get this kind of footage, these photos, without lots of people there. It was actually a good time to be there. This is panning back from the road that leads up to the palace. So you can see I'm just stood there, and now you can see down the road the other way. And that is where the state funeral processed the day before.
So it took me a bit of a walk, but I did manage to get near Buckingham Palace eventually. Got some pics. It's all closed off, the roads are all closed off around the palace, but actually it made for some pretty good pics and videos, so I'm hoping I'll be able to insert that in here and you can see. Yeah, I'm just about to make my way home now, homeward bound, tube station underground, and then train back home.
Well, I hope that you've enjoyed the bits of footage that I took at Buckingham Palace and at Green Park, seeing all of the floral tributes to Queen Elizabeth. If you've enjoyed this video, please don't forget to subscribe, give it a like, and I will see you in the next video. I've got my fall, autumn, and Halloween goodness all coming up soon. Bye for now.